Hi, my name is Lindsay Hubbard, and today I'm with It Girl to answer the most searched questions about me. This is Search Bar.
Perfect. Okay, we can get into it. Perfect.
Okay, what is Lindsay Hubbard known for? Well, unless you live under a rock, I am known for being on Summer House and I guess just being on since the beginning and sharing my life. And this insane journey that I've been on for now 9 seasons of relationships and friendships and breakups and makeups and engagements, and then that was done for way sooner than I thought it would be. And now I have a kid. So yeah, 9 years. I basically grew up on TV, and that's what I'm known for. How did you get cast on Summer House? So Summer House started with Kyle Cook and I's friends. As the story goes, from what I know, Kyle was sent this like open casting call audition for this show that they're making about people in the Hamptons. So he goes to this like casting call and realizes it's like a bunch of 18-year-olds and no one knows each other. And so of course, in true Kyle Cook fashion, he's like, I need to talk to the creators. And he's like, this is not what happens in a Hamptons share house. What happens is a bunch of friends get together and we all share a house during the summertime. He's like, come meet my group of friends. And at that time, it was like the heyday of New York City, and we were, this is pre-COVID, so we were just like all out every night with each other. There was like 200 of us in our group of friends. And I say that loosely. It was like we had little pockets within this bigger overall group. And every year we threw a party called Back on Campus every September. And so Kyle had the creators and the casting directors come to that party, and slowly but surely they just started picking everyone out of our group of friends. But yes, I got cast on Summer House because it was my group of friends. Did Lindsay Hubbard get broken up with via reality TV? Like, did reality TV break up with me?
Like, did you get broken up with on reality TV?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was probably the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me in my adult life. Happened on reality TV. I don't know if I'll ever forgive that ex of mine for doing that. Like, it was really fucked up. Like, we were supposed to get married 2 months later, and next thing you know, there was cameras in my living room and he was breaking up with me on television. So yeah, that happened. It happened. And this is why I'm still on reality TV. Shit just happens. Okay. Who was the most famous person to slide into your DMs after the breakup? I'm gonna keep that one to myself and take a shot. Ew. What is that? Lime juice? You're right, because if it was alcohol, I would answer less questions. Okay. When was the last time you and Carl Radke spoke? I saw Carl at the Summer House premiere party, and I brought all of his mail that I still get to my apartment years later. It's like a new favorite pastime of mine. Every time I see him, I'm like, mail, here's your mail, Mr. Radke. And now it's like an inside joke. So that's how we speak, through mail. Okay, does Lindsay have a baby? Yeah, duh. If you don't know by now, I've always talked about wanting to be a mom, and it's pretty well documented on 8 seasons of Summer House that I've always wanted a family and to be a mom and to experience motherhood and have a baby, and now I have one. And she's beautiful, and her name is Gemma, and she's 3 months old. How did Lindsay meet Turner Kufe? Okay, so I met Turner in the fall of 2020. It was October, November, and we were kind of set up. So Jacqueline Schumann, who if you're like an OG fan, you'll know she was on season 1 of Summer House. She's still one of my best friends today. In 2020 was like, we're going out to dinner, we're meeting up with my friend, he's bringing a friend, you're single, you have to put yourself out there. And I was like, fine. I didn't want to, but I did. Met Turner then, and we went on a few dates, like 3-4 dates. And I think it was like by the 4th date, he canceled on me. And he was like, I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I don't want to waste your time. He was really busy. He was very respectful. Like there was one thing that I just couldn't be mad at him because he was so very respectful about it. And he didn't want to waste my time. So he broke things off. And then in December of 2023, he found out I was single again because of that ex who broke up with me on reality TV. And he reached out. I played hard to get for like about a month and was like, no, I'm busy, which I was busy. I was buying a house in Nashville. And so by January of 2024, I finally was like, okay, you can take me out. And then we got pregnant and now we have a baby. The end. Did Lindsay and her boyfriend break up? No, we didn't. We are very much together all the time, day in, day out, being parents to our baby. And we just went to Florida. We have a couple of trips coming up. And yeah, just like normal life with a newborn. Will Lindsay ever get married? I don't know. I came close that one time, and I'm so glad that we didn't get married because that was just not the guy for me. So I don't know. I think the pressure is off for me. I have a baby. I have eggs on ice, and I'm really taking my time to make sure that, the person that I do marry eventually is the most compatible person for me because, marriage is a pretty strong contract of a forever. At least, hopefully, that's the case. Yeah, I don't really want to get married more than once. So yeah, I'm taking my time. Okay, will you bring Gemma to the house next summer? I hope so. I get asked this question a lot. It's difficult because I'm public, Mom is public, dad is private. So what does that make Gemma? It's a conversation that he and I have a lot. And I don't know, it's still a big topic in our household, what to do. But I hope she can come because she's adorable and everyone should meet her. Is Jesse Solomon love bombing Lexi Wood? Yes, duh, we're all watching it. Okay, why is Bailee being edited out of the show? I don't really know what I'm allowed to say about this topic, but I will say, here's the deal. If you are brought onto the show with certain expectations based off of what you told producers, such as if you're single, and then you turn out not to be single, it's kind of an issue. You can't lie to our producers. No one likes that. No one likes to be lied to. So I think also she was just maybe a little bit younger. She just has a little bit of growing up to do before, doing a TV show where we film our weekends together. Okay, what is your take on Kyle versus Paige? That's a very vague question, so I won't answer it. Okay, were you surprised by the Paige and Craig breakup? I wasn't surprised. Not really, no. I just feel like the writing was on the wall a little bit. And, although I didn't spend much time with them as a couple, I do spend every summer with Paige. And, she's booked and busy. And I just feel like maybe she grew out of that relationship. I think it worked for the time that it worked. And then she was just growing out of it. And that happens sometimes, and it's okay.
What kind of man does Paige need?
I see Paige with a very powerful, New York City guy who has a lot of money and has a lifestyle that can match hers. I think like Craig and Paige were a little bit mismatched, just given that he lives in the South and we are in like, you know, we're in New York City. And I just have always seen Paige with like someone that's like more of her equal, you know? Okay, moving on. What reality star would you set Ciara Miller up with? I think all of us girls are over all of the reality boys because they're just not for us. I don't think I would set Ciara up with anybody on reality TV. I think she also has learned her lessons similar to me. We're over it. Okay, what is your relationship with Hannah Berner today? I don't have a relationship with Hannah Berner. Yeah, I don't have one. Do you watch Summer House? Yes, of course I watch Summer House. I like to add to our ratings, and also I need to know what's going on, who's talking shit, so that I can walk into the reunion with confidence.
Has anything surprised you so far this season?
I think Carl had like a hot mic moment walking into the house, and I thought what he said was just really distasteful and kind of fucked up, to be honest with you. So that surprised me. His hot mic moment was like, oh, the reason Lindsay hid her pregnancy for so long was because she knew it would be so crazy, you know, if people found out that she had gotten pregnant so quickly after the breakup. And that's just not at all why I hid my pregnancy. Like, as a woman, for any man to comment on when I am comfortable talking about what's going on with my body is just inappropriate. And then also, like, everyone knows women don't announce their pregnancies until after the first trimester, just because, you know, there's the highest risk of miscarriage in the first trimester. And also, you know, you have to get through your genetic screening to make sure that you have a healthy pregnancy with a healthy baby. And I've had a miscarriage before, so I wasn't ready to talk about what was going on with my pregnancy, and I wasn't ready to announce it publicly until I felt comfortable doing so. So I would say that really surprised me, you know, for someone to claim that they are happy for me, but clearly that comment means that you weren't happy for me. So that's my answer. Sorry to get deep on you. Do you have any Summer House regrets? I mean, like, yes and no. I try not to regret too much because I like to learn from all of this, you know, craziness and grow. But of course, we all have like some regrets. I would say some of my relationships I definitely regret. Quite a few of them, actually. If you had to go on another reality show, what would it be? There's a lot of reality shows that I could go on that I would be great on. Traitors, duh. I would be great on Housewives of New York. I don't know, I would like to like host a competition dating show, which is clearly on another network, but just don't tell Bravo. We'll keep that between us. Are all of your Instagram posts sponsored? No, I wish they were, because then I would have a lot more money in my pocket. But unfortunately, they're not sponsored, not all of them. I would probably say like 1 in every 50 posts is sponsored. What's the most amount of money you've made from a brand deal? I can support my daughter. That's how much I've made. That was the most amount of money I've made. Okay, what's the worst thing someone's done at Hubb House Nashville? There was this one time that I was actually there. I was literally at my house. It was before last summer. I was just checking in on everything. I was pregnant. I was by myself, staying at my house. And there was a group of bachelor guys next door. They hopped over their roof to my roof. And then one of the guys came in through the door into my house from the roof. And I was home alone, and I was in the room closest to the stairs that he was walking down. and it scared the absolute shit out of me. I didn't call the cops, but I had my house manager like knock on their door and basically threaten to send them to jail. So do that more often. Just threaten to send everyone to jail. What was your worst experience with the Bravolebrity?
Any reality star.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I'll tell you what it was. It was when fucking Austin Kroll went on Watch What Happens Live, and I'm sitting in the audience, sitting next to his sister, and he was just annihilating me. It was so embarrassing. It was awful. And then it took him like 2 years to apologize. Loser. Just kidding. I love you, Austin. We have a great experience now. We are friends, and but it was a pretty bad situation. Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Everet, Carl, Stravy. Literally, this is my worst nightmare. I'm gonna kill myself. That's how that's gonna end. And fuck myself, and then marry myself after I'm dead. Okay, what's next for Lindsay Hubbard? I don't know. I think we're all waiting to see what happens next. It's a big question that I get asked all the time. Unfortunately, I don't really make the decisions on the network as to what to do with our cast. But I have some ideas, so stay tuned. All right, that's all the questions. You can follow me on Instagram at LindsHubbs. You can follow my house at Hubb House Nashville. You can book my Nashville house at www.hubbhousenashville.com. Don't make a mess, clean up after yourselves, and definitely get drunk. And that's it. We're done. See ya.
These are the first 4 cards.
First 4.
Yeah.
Out of how many? We're gonna be here all day.